Hey guys, welcome to my little Metaphysics Basics mini-series. I'm just doing short 5-minute videos just to explain to anybody that's going through a spiritual awakening or is newly awakened as to what some of these things that you may be hearing or experiencing are and the purpose for them. Today I want to talk about consciousness and the different types of consciousness. Individual consciousness are our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, our behaviours, what we say. All these things that come from our mind has a frequency and it goes out into the universe. There are low frequencies, very contracted states of consciousness, which are things like shame, guilt, fear, judgment, hate, all those awful negative emotions that we try not to do, but somehow at different times in our life we get very sucked into it. So when we're in a low state of consciousness, it's what we're resonating with. And when you understand that consciousness goes out into the universal field, because everything is energy, everything has a frequency. So we attract back to us what we put out. That's a universal law. You've probably heard of the law of cause and effect, the law of attraction, the law of compensation. All these things relate to what we put out, we get back. So by shifting our consciousness and in expanding it up, going through because what we're living in at the moment is a very dense third dimensional being. It's very physical. It's very much about the ego. And we have to shift out of that to be more into unity consciousness, no judgment, coming from love, compassion, and to bring back humane way of living for humanity, where we care about each other, we live together in peace. So this is where we're shifting to. So we create our own reality. So if we want a better life, we need to shift up back into our spiritual connection, because that's where we find the higher states of consciousness. The next state of consciousness is that what you've heard of is the collective consciousness. Again, it's what humanity is buying into. So if a huge amount of people are buying into fear, we feed it, we perpetuate it, and it continues. Everything that's going on the planet at the moment, although we won't like to admit it, we've created it. Over thousands of years, humanity has created and fed this thing, this darkness, because of greed, because of ego, division, hatred, judgment. So when we've really bought into those low dimensions, those low frequency energies, what we give energy to, we create. That's the collective consciousness. So everything that's going on the planet at the moment, even if you're thinking, well, I haven't bought into that. At some point, we've all bought into that system at some point. If you watch your television set, it's very hard not to. Because guilt is one thing that is peddled all the time to make you feel guilty if you don't follow what they consider to be normal and right, rather than trust our intuition. So that's the collective consciousness. So we're in the process at the moment of shifting that into a higher state, reconnecting with spirit, coming out of the physical, reconnecting with spirit. Universal consciousness is every living being. The earth has a consciousness. She's sentient, but she's alive. She's conscious. The universe, every living being, the universe has a consciousness. And that's what we connect into. It's life force energy. It's the quantum field, whatever we want to call these different things. It's all energy. It all has a frequency, a vibration. And as human beings, we are able to tap into it. So if we want to heal this world, and we want to heal each other, help each other, we need to raise our consciousness. We need to not just focus on the mind and the body, but we need to reconnect with spirit. I love you all. Hope you enjoyed that. Next video is going to be on dimensions.